Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are. We're up in space again, overlooking my carrier, because what I want to do in this part is do some work in this area here, because I've had an idea of what I want to do with these corners. And what I would like to do is lay out the accommodation area so that we can then start to build up for our, we could call it our combat bridge, and then we can put a turret on the top of there. And so that's what I want to do in this part. But before that, we're just going to have a little bit of an update of where we are, because in the last part we were down exploring a moon, and what I did is I come up into space, and what I've done is I've gone round all the different asteroids in this system, and I think there's a Promethium and a Protexid asteroid just over there. I went over and mined out both of those. I've also picked up the magnesium asteroid. There's a cobalt one there, and I'm sure there was a neodymium one in here somewhere as well. There it is. Well, I've mined out all these asteroids except the iron ones because they're a waste of time. I think that's all we can do with this system. So in the next part, we're going to be moving on to a new system. But before we do that, I want to spend some time working on the carrier, because we can't really go into hostile space until we've got the ability to defend ourselves quite successfully. And what I've been thinking about this corner is maybe taking advantage of this situation and putting a turret on each corner. So what I'm going to do is turn on the symmetry plane. Of course, it's not going to. I think is that the center line. We can just check that. Yeah, I think that is most definitely the center line. And as I say, what I want to do here is build this up with a turret so that the entrance into here will be inside of the base of the turret. So, let me just get this set up. With block store. And I think we're going to do combat steel on the corner of these here. Maybe backed up with a little bit of hardened steel. And what I'm thinking is if I put in say we put in a block there like that, and then if I block out the main area here, so of course we need a 3x3, and so we got this here. Oh, by the way, if I seem to hesitate from time to time, is at the moment I've got a very annoying fly in the room, and he keeps flying across the center of the monitor, and it's very annoying, to put it mildly. Well, I think what we're going to do is just put in that there, and I think if I put a row of blocks just behind like that, and then we can fill out this front here. When I could come out this way, but part of me says come up and on this corner, if we put in, say, well, it's going to make this corner look almost like a fortress, but I think it will work. Actually, what I could do is come out slightly. Let me just put a block there and a block there, like that. We're actually running out of combat steel, so I think I'll change to hardened steel, because I can always toughen up the exterior should I need it. And when we got a path here, so what I could do is put in say a line of blocks there. How wide is this? This is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so, and I think if we come back like that, and then come back, and that would give me the height of the room. I want this accommodation area to be too high, but what we could do is just bring this back as an area here. I could put it in this corner, so this becomes a solid wall like that, and then we can, I don't want this to be think let's just put a light on it so we can actually see what we're doing. And I think maybe we'll just match the other wall. Yeah, so if I put in, whoops, was that it? Yeah. So that'll emphasize this entrance here on each side. And then, and I actually like the idea of maybe coming in a bit like that. And so this just emphasizes this window by bringing the ceiling down on the angles there. And of course what we're going to have to do is effectively put a roof on this. So I'm going to quite literally fill this area in. Right, I'm going to try to press down control. It always does that to me. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come forward like that. Fill in that area there like that. I want to come back that far so far. Like that. And this is going to be a double thickness wall. Maybe that wall's a little bit too thick. Now we've got to bring this in here, haven't we? So I put that there, and then we'll just rotate that into. So that would fit with that there. I don't like this bit here. I've lost the toolbar. Let's just retrieve those blocks on this side here. And that block there. Like that. I think this might be a little bit too solid. So let's take that off the front for the moment. And let's turn this around. Yeah, I'm just a bit worried about whether the turret position will be. Just use up the rest of these blocks here. So say I bring that out, that is a 3x3, and that will bring the turret out that way. And then we can probably come across here with a slope, then we'd have to curve this area in here. So maybe if I, this will bring this down to a 5x5. I think that would be okay. So if I bring you in, say like that, and then what we could do is, no. Just take you over, take you out, and we can work on this side. I think if we be one of my favorite blocks. If we rotate you in, say like that, to there, and then put you across like that. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe if we bring this back one more layer, so what we can do is just put that there, like that, and take that off there. Whoops. Why is that? Why view solid? Oh, I've taken out the extra block back, haven't I? Aha. Oh well. Just put you back in there. And then no. Hate it when it does that. Because we have to take them off on this side as well. Now I could block this in completely, make this a solid outer wall, and that would reinforce this firing position. I think that will work. So just take you out on each side like that. And we'll just put you in like that. And actually, if I put that in there like that, and then we rotate, whoops. I mean, that creates a nice impressive dent there. And got this firing position here. And then that allows me some space to do something on this. Actually, we've got a little bit of a front recess here, haven't we? So if I put in a block there, that gives me the 3x3 for the firing position, and then that brings that up there. Make this very solid. I'd love to put a window in here, but maybe later. I just want to get a feel for how this is going. I actually think I've got some turrets. I think I've actually made some turrets. There we are, we've got some rocket turrets. So I'd like to have rocket turrets on these corners. So say for example, which way round are they? Always a bit difficult to see when they're in the blue frame. That's it. Let's have a look down. Yeah. So if we put a rocket, I've put it there. We have a couple of rocket turrets there. I've got an extra one which I want to put down under here. I'm just going to put you in line, like a wave fly. So that puts me an extra rocket turret underneath. So basically down here we've got rocket turret, cannon, rocket turret, cannon, and then we've got cannons here. But I was maybe thinking about moving these cannons to the end and putting a flak turret here, but depends on what we're going to put here. So we've now got this capability. Just have a look and see what. I mean, I've got a lot of weapons on here now. So we've got here. Let me just auto group. So where's the turrets? We've now got 22 turrets on this ship, including 2 sentry guns. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 rocket turrets, 2 plasma turret. So we've got 8 rocket turrets, 2 pulse laser turrets, 2 plasma turrets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cannon turrets. So I think we're gonna. I think we're starting to give the impression that we really mean business. Just don't like this. It's very square at the front here. I think if I find it easier just to block things out first and then shape things in afterwards. It's almost like sculpting, that you build the big blocks, and then what you do then is you start modifying and changing things once you've got the overall feel for what you're actually building. And I just find it easier to work this way, to be honest. If I put in, if we start in the center like that, just like that there, and then this part of me says maybe you put something along like that, and then put in a row like that across the front. What happened there? We can just put in, so that effectively blends in this area here. So we got the window there. We're going to blend in this corner here and here. That needs to come out, and so does that. I think what am I looking for? I can never find this one. Oh, it's the cut across angle one. Is that it? And we'll just drop that into that corner there. And just drop that in there, so that breaks down through there. And I think what we can do is just put that in there, so that creates a kind of a cut-in depression there. And do I need to shape this in? I suppose we could shape this in. Let me just take this out just to remind me. I'm going to have to kind of shape in this corner here. Probably inclined to put an extra pillar down the side here to emphasize the difference. I mean, this is 2 blocks wide. It's just when I could come down here with a series of half blocks, so that it would look. We got this bit here. I'm just going to try something. It's probably going to be expensive if I say. We got this area here, and then we've got this section up here. Got this bit that needs to be kind of massaged in is probably the polite term. Actually, we got this trim here. Say, for example, right, what am I looking for? Oops. If I put in, what's the one that tapers over? I think it's this one, isn't it? Fine. I put this up about there, and then rotate this down to there. And maybe we'll just come up one more. Whoops. That kind of fits in with this and creates a kind of a sculptured effect there. And maybe we'll just come up to that level, like that. And then I can get rid of this horrible block here and take that one off the corner here as well. Whoops. And what we got to do now is shape in this corner to give it a bit of a texture. Coming off of that block is going to be a bit tricky. I'm actually liking that. I mean, although really this needs something round the top here. Oh, the joys of blending things in. Let me just take a look. What have we got in the way of blocks? Just turn around so we're actually looking at it correctly. I'm going to keep an eye on my oxygen as well. That's too chunky. Way too chunky. We've got some very thin blocks here. We could plate. Let me just put that. No, that's not going to fit, is it? That won't fit with there. I mean, we could put. Let's go back to this. We could put, say, for example, that on there. That on there like that. And can I put something in the center that will that look out of place? Actually, I think if I take off this corner here, let's take you off here, take you out of there, and then if we replace, oops, nope, I need to do the opposite side. So if we take off that corner a bit like that, and then put in I think if we just put in a straight angle like that, and then if we take off this one from each side, oh, we've taken this one off already, and if I take out that one, and this one, and back to here. Okay, we're just going to rotate that into there like that. And say I put a plain, really plain one in the center, like that. No, not totally happy with that. Can't see which ones are the corridor bulky wall. Maybe if we emphasize it. What's this? No. Just no, I think that emphasizes the pattern a little bit too much. So, I don't know. No, that just doesn't look right. I mean, this does come up with a slight recess, so what we could do is if we put this one in, whoops, maybe that will actually be the better solution. If I take off this one like that, yeah, I think that will work better because this comes up as a column and then we have just a plain look there, which then fits into there like that. And then if I back to if we drop that into there, nope, that's no good. Wrong one. Take that out. My food is getting low, so we're just gonna have to actually just go and do the food while we're looking at it. We'll just top up with the oxygen again. Ooh, I don't want the Silver Warrior. I want the Pioneer. Food. Eat a pizza. Of course, when you're just okay. Right, well, we're now working on this little block here. We don't want this one. We want the one that's half block. This one, I think. So if we rotate that in, that will then fill in that corner there. It won't look too bad. We've still got this corner to deal with. We've got to bring in this section here, and then so I think we can do this bit. And I think probably the easiest way to do this is to I don't know how wide that actually is. I think this is the one, isn't it? Is it? I can't remember. No, it's the half blocks like that. We can come out like that, and then what we need is something to taper in, like that. Taper in, yeah. So that will complete this shelf across the front like that. And then what we got to do there now is, I mean, I could bring this all the way up the side and just emphasize this corner, or because the problem we're going to have is actually blending in this section here. Yeah, I think I actually like that there. So if we go back to here and then just come up like that level. And then we can just chip that across there. Yeah, I think that will work on this corner. I mean, there's a bit of an anomaly there, but I don't think there's much we can do about that because we've got these half blocks here. I think that will work, especially if we put some texturing on that. Yeah, I quite like that. Now, the next problem we've got is this corner here. This is going to be one of these blend-in blocks, which always take a very long time to find which one you actually need. Actually quite like that. That's a bit of nice piece of serendipity, isn't it? Yeah, I think that fits because it doesn't give a tight corner in there. It kind of brings these two pieces together. Yeah, I actually like that. And I think what we're going to do now is, I'm aware time is pushing on. Let me just, so we got a nice big room through here. Got the ceiling coming down here. We've got the entrance into here, which means that there we got a bit of a window here. Let's just take off the symmetry plane. And we've got the room coming back here like this. I mean, this, we can do something with this internal corner here. I think we can probably do this with oops. We can do this with just ordinary steel blocks. So what we can do is, I don't want this to be too sharp a cut. So what we could do, and of course I've turned off the symmetry plane, never mind. I mean, it's not like we're going to have a shortage of space here. So we can just put this in here, something like that. And that allows the room to come back here. And that just leaves what we need to do back here. I mean, this presence of this is going to restrict the field of fires of these two rocket launchers, but at the same time, these real rocket launchers are really intended to protect the ship from this direction. My instinct is to, when we're coming up in a series of steps like this, aren't we? So if this kind of comes up in a step like this, almost looks a bit like some pyramidal type approach. So if we'll do this as a single one off, because it's not like I'll be working on a wide area. So say I put something like that. Would I want a door out to here? I suppose we could put a door in here. Then, so if I wanted to come out of here, I could just literally run out the back here with the jetpack. And then if I put something like that on top like that. And then if we put in a row of blocks like that and that, just like that. Whoops. I'm putting steel in, but I can always use the... Oh, we can do it now, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Oops. So what I'll have to do is break this link for the moment and go to materials, go like that, come out, oops, upgrade, oops, so that takes these back to hardened steel blocks. So that brings this up like that. That kind of follows the theme of this area here. And what we can do is, oops, also got the wrong connector in. Okay, let's go back to the block store. And just, I think we'll just stick with the, got a little bit of combat steel blocks left there, what I was picking up. So I think what we'll do is just put in a very thin, oops, put you there. Do I have a half block version of the thingy bobs? Yeah, so what we can do is put you on each side like that, and then a really thin one on the top like that. And part of me says I don't want to narrow this down too much because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't want to drop this in because we want to put the command bridge up here, and we're going to need enough room for an artillery turret on the top. So oops. I think if we block over, say back to about here, and then we can break the angle here with blocks like this, say about there, like that, and yeah, I think if we emphasize this like that, and say that will then fit in with this theme up here, and then we're gonna have to do something about this corner. How thick are the walls here? This section here. Just take out block just to find out. Oops, retrieve block. I think what we could do is just come across here, go and take out 3, maybe 4. We'll take out 4 blocks here, and that's good. And then we can put some windows in so it doesn't look quite so blocky. I'll just put the symmetry plane back on again. Actually, if I take out that one and that one and put full-size block back in there, what we can do then is put some armored windows through here, and it won't look quite so bad. Yeah, it won't look quite so blocky. And then that would actually, does that fit? Yeah, I suppose it does fit with this area here. So we just come here. It's not like we've got a shortage of heavy windows. What we're going to have here. What's the theme underneath? I think we'll keep the theme going with these windows. So just put in that one there. Oops. Back that way. and then we'll just come on, it's got to be there. There it is. And we'll just put that in there. That actually breaks up this wall of blocks here, but we can keep this nice and solid here because this will be protecting the hangar deck. Yeah, I'm starting to like this a little bit. That's built in there. I mean, make it slightly angular. Got a little bit of work to do here, and of course we got this corner to blend in, which is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm not even got absolutely no idea. Or am I actually overcomplicating this? I think. Whoops, no. I'm just wondering whether it'd be just as easier just to drop one in like that. I mean, it's meant to be a space-going warship. It's not meant to look elegant as such. Well, within reason. And I think maybe that will make it a little bit more intimidating. There's one thing I have noticed, which I have forgotten things. So we got this entrance coming up. Quite let's just get rid of that symmetry plane again. This is going to be right onto the. Maybe having a door there isn't such a good idea. Then, do I really need a door here? I mean, we got a door down there. I don't really think I need a door here, to be honest. So what we could do is just block that in. Like that. I've trapped myself inside the room. Well, we've got to go up anyway. So what and I think what we've got to do now is decide on how we're going to get up to the bridge. So if I think if we come up through, say, about here, on the break of the room, so we can put in where is that? Yeah, I think that will work. So let's just, I don't think I've got any more lift stuff. Nope. So I have to make some. Never mind. So yeah, we can come up to this floor here, and then we can. What we can have is a kind of med bay living area here, split with an entrance coming up through there. We can split this into two areas. We probably don't need you at the front here anymore. Yeah, I think this will work actually, and then we can put in a elevator up here, which will then go to the command bridge up here. So what we could do, we don't need to have everything here, so we could probably come back to say about a level here where we'll take the command bridge up and effectively build a kind of a superstructure there. And I'm aware of the time, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. I will do a little bit more work off camera to tidy up a few bits and pieces, but what we'll be doing in the next part is probably moving on to a new system. And just to give you a bit of an overview of what I'm thinking about is, let's see if we just zoom right out. Let's just turn the territories on, turn the info panel off. I'm kind of half wanting to stray back towards Xerax territory, and rather than I mean, I know I talked about going into the Krill. Maybe while I'm still building the ship, because the Krill like us at the moment, maybe what we'll do is we'll just flip over to take a look at the Krill system. I mean, that, how far away are you? You're 9 light years. Maybe we'll go and take a look at visit a Krill system. We may not get into any mischief, and these are virtually touching. So we'll go over, explore into the Krill system, and then if I can get the carrier finished, then we're going to go back into Xerax territory and see if we can mix it up with them. Because there is a dark part of me that would like to actually try this ship in combat, but that could be a big mistake. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.